Well, I'm kind of embarrassed about this. Yeah, I made a video not too long ago about bad buys. Well, it happened again. So I'm going to talk to you about that on the other side. So without any further ado, let's go. Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. This is John from Flip It Ain't Easy. And yeah, you guys saw my intro, and yeah, I feel kind of embarrassed. And that is, I did it again. I did it again, guys. In that I did another bad buy. Now, it may not be so bad. And let me just say this. The video that I put out a little while ago, remember when I bought those records at the yard sale? I really thought it was going to be a pretty decent investment. I paid 25. I thought I'd, flip it into, a lot more than that. And you guys, a lot of you guys were like, no, that ain't going to happen. But that just shows you the type of, the lack of experience that I have in buying things like this. But I decided with that particular lot to go on and to lot them up into like artists. Dolly Parton, Waylon Jennings, all the like artists and their similar albums, and put them up in lots. That's what I did, and I put them up on auction. I think I started them off at $4.99 plus the cost of media mail, and I made my money back on like 5 sales. So the albums that I have left, nobody wants them, I know that, but I was able to make my money back. So that was a positive there, and I knew that the albums were kind of trashy when I first picked them up, but I didn't know any better at the time. So I write that off and chalk it up as experience, right? So we never go down that path again. Well, I did, and I'll tell you why and how. If you guys were on the last live stream, you recall me talking about that midnight deal, all right? And Archie was on the live stream as well, and we kind of didn't go there, and we kind of talked about not going there. But honestly, this channel is about my journey. Partially my journey. It's also about bringing you guys up to speed about stuff that happens with eBay and reselling, but it's also about my journey on this continuous road we call reselling. And I kind of just felt like I'm sitting here looking at this mess here, and I kind of feel like I needed to tell you the story. So it was back about a week and a half ago or so. It was merely days after buying the original lot of records at the yard sale. And he calls me and says, and this is like about 9 o'clock at night, I think it was like on a Wednesday or Thursday night, and he says, hey, just came across this lot, 800 records, and I know you swore off buying records again, but hear me out. He sent me a photo of the listing. I believe it was on OfferUp. I took a look, and it was like just stacks of records. Like, well, what does he want for him? And he's like, there's like 800 and he wants 300. I'm like, okay. And he's like, I think I see a Jay-Z record on the top. So these are newer. There's probably rap. There's probably all kinds of different music. And I think it would be a good investment. I'm like, well, okay. Are you wanting to go in halves on these? He's like, yeah, let's do it. And he was going to call the guy and see when he wanted us to come down. Now, this is like during the thunderstorms. We've had a lot of thunderstorms the last couple weeks, and it was raining that night. Archie messages the guy, and the guy pretty much says, hey, first come, first serve. You can come down tonight if you want. Now, Archie's on the other side of town, and he said, well, it'll be after 10:30. So he's like, fine, I'll be up. So Archie called me and said, hey, let's just meet me down there. So rain and all, drive down there. It wasn't that far for me. It was pretty far for him. We get down there. Some bachelor guy in his house. It was kind of weird. We got to the house, opened the door. He had his whole setup playing, like, I guess, music. I'm not sure if he was playing records, but he had these records over here, and he was showing us like all the old vintage receivers, stereo receivers that he just takes apart and he refurbishes, and it was kind of cool. So I started talking to the guy. I said, look, are these records in good condition? Are they really in very good or better condition. Yeah. They're in great shape. These are pretty good. And Archie, all the while, was looking through. He's just filing through them. So we get to the point of like, are we going to do it or not? And Archie's like, I don't know, And I'm like, dude, I'm with whatever you want to do at this point, because I just saw you going through all those records. And hey, at this point, I'm good. $150, that's fine. So eventually Archie's like, you know what? Let's just do it. So pay him the money, load all these into his car and to my car. There's like over 800 of them. I'll show you right now what I'm talking about. And we get them home or get them to my house, because we drive right to my house, because we're going to figure out how we're going to figure this out. Now, we were thinking maybe doing like a whatnot, sell these records that way. And my thought was, let's just divvy them up. You guys know that I'm dealing with a move here pretty soon. So I told him, I said, Archie, I can't keep these here that long. I mean, if you want to take your half and be done with it. He's like, yeah, I just don't have a lot of room. And, I don't know what to do. So to me, I'm like, well, these aren't the greatest records. We were sitting here that night looking at them, and I'm like, wow, there's a lot of old records here in this lot. And I didn't want to end up with the same stack that I got the yard sale times, 50. And that's kind of what happened here. So I said, look, Archie, I said, I'm moving here. I got to answer to Jenna, and she's not going to have this. So we've got to figure this out. And he's like, look, tell you what, if I'm going to put them on offer up for $500, I may even lower it down to 400. If I don't get any takers by Sunday, I'll come get them all, and I'll just figure it out. And, I'll take your half of the deal. Fair enough. So here comes Sunday, nothing. Monday, I'm like, what's going on, man? He said, how about this? How about I basically give you $100, so you're into it for $250 yourself, and you just keep the whole thing. I'm like, okay, wow. I said, I have to explain this to Jenna now, and I don't think she's going to really be happy with it. And she wasn't happy with it, but my thought was, okay, I'm getting these now for $250, so he sold me his half for $100 instead of $150, just so he didn't have to be involved in this. But I can get to these, probably put them on my other account. Now, I want your opinion. That's kind of why I even went here, is because I came across, and this is kind of the idea that I had, and I thought it would be really fun, I guess fun for lack of a better word, way to move these records. I would have to grade them in like a good condition, most of these. Of course, the ones that are just thrashed, I'm not even going to bother with. I figure that if 20% of these, so 20% of 800 is like 150, 160. If 20% of these are sellable, artists, I think we found Chicago, Journey, Lionel Richie, you saw there, a bunch of other groups like that. There's some interest in those artists, even with LPs. So I figure I go through it. There's no we anymore. Go through it and do like this particular seller did. So take a look at this listing. They have one listing. It's a variation listing. They take one photo of that particular genre of records in like a crate or a couple crates, and pretty much say, hey, look, this is not for collectors. These are in good condition. A lot of them have cover issues, but the record is in good shape. Just for kind of fun, anywhere from $3 up to $30, depending on the artist, and you set the value based on what the market shows. And you don't have to take individual photos for any of these records. This seller sold like 100 plus out of like 175. And for me, that's all I want to do. I'm not trying to make a killing off of these. I just want to make a little bit, $3 to $10 a piece. Not only make my money back, but make a little bit in the interim and not put a lot of effort into doing it. And I thought maybe, it would be make one of these listings for each genre. If I have like 40 or 50 records in each genre, maybe country music, rock, R&B, rap, that type of thing, then I can just put it out there and get similar results as this particular seller. So I just want your thoughts on that. Maybe I'm reaching out to you guys or any of you with some experience on this. How would you go about selling these albums? Now, of course, I plan on taking one evening here pretty soon, maybe this week sometime, going through and just making sure that I'm getting rid of the ones that have no value. Yeah, it's going to take a while, But at the end of the day, I'm going to be able to know more about where I'm at, put them into the different lots based on genre, and then maybe just do like I was telling you guys, and that would save me a lot of time on the list. So want to know your thoughts on that. Just a quick fun video to bring to you. So sometimes we come across opportunities and we start seeing dollar signs, and I think sometimes that overrides our logic and maybe our own experience. So I was thinking that I can maybe take some of the more undesirable records that are in decent shape, put them out in the yard sale for $1 a piece just to move them. The stuff that I can classify, find, make sure that there's value, and put them into different genres, maybe making a listing like I was telling you about. But I want your feedback, so please comment down below. Tell me if there's any other way that you would maybe move these where it wouldn't involve so much effort. You know, I can get at least back my money that I put into it. And of course, I'm trying to make a profit here. So, you know, again, it's just one of those things. You get caught up in the moment. At the time, I was talking to the guy. He, you know, made a very good representation of the stuff that he had. And it didn't sound like a bad thing to me. We're into it for like 30 cents a piece. Again, you make your money on the buy. So 30 cents a piece. Heck, if I come out here and just sell them at the yard sale, not this weekend, but next weekend, I think that would be good if we have enough people that want to just buy one here, one there. But I don't think I'm going to get through 800 records in a yard sale. Maybe someone will take them off my hands. But it's just something that I just put out there for you guys. Again, I'm human just like you. I make mistakes just like you. I may have a channel. Doesn't mean I know everything. You know, I may kind of hurt my credibility a little bit by making these videos. But it ain't all about that. I ain't trying to be right. I'm just trying to be human. I'm trying to be like you. And this is my way of reaching out to my reseller friends and just having a conversation. And yeah, it's, well, you could say easily, you shouldn't have done this. I know that. We should have walked away from the deal. But at that point, I'm like, hey, I'm only in for 150, splitting with Archie, and I kind of let his judgment to figure out, you know, what he saw. Of course, the record he saw initially wasn't a Jay-Z record, by the way. There's a lot of demo records in here from different artists from like the 90s, and I think that's kind of cool, but I just don't think there's a lot of demand either. So I don't know. Want to know what you know down below, though. I'd like to hear your take on this. And guys, do me a favor. If you enjoy listening to my experiences, whether good or bad, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and of course, hit that notification bell so you can be notified when I go live. I probably will on Friday, I'm pretty sure, like I usually do, but I just haven't figured it out yet. I have to go and pick up 3 loads, 3 pallets on Friday. And it's going to be, I got to go at 7 a.m. appointment, 9 a.m. and noon. I'm not renting a truck. I'm not trying to do that. Trying to do it as cheaply as possible. And I'm getting 3 liquidation lots. So I'm going tomorrow, which is, I'm recording this today on Wednesday. You're seeing this Thursday. So Thursday, I'm going to meet Archie. We're going to pick up a 20 box Amazon pallet. I'm taking 10. He's taking 10. Now you might be asking yourself, it's kind of what Jenna asked me, why in the world, you know, a good week, actually a week before you're moving, would you go out and buy all this stuff to resell? Now, number one, I just went through my last little tub of merchandise. Now, of course, I'm not counting this box of records here. And I have clothing. I have like 3 or 4 bins of clothing, and I'm probably going to put that out at the yard sale. I have to figure all that out. But the reason is this. I can buy my liquidation, bring it here, sort through it like I always do. The home runs, of course, I'm pulling out, going to put aside so when I get settled in, I can start listing. And the stuff I don't want to be bothered with that I would normally put in my liquidation lots, I'm going to have $1 here, $2 there, depending on what they are. Clothing, I'm going to do used clothing, $1 per unit, $2 for new clothing. I'm going to have little bins set up here so that you come to the yard sale, the tags, the clothes are color coded, whatever. I have like little stickers, and you know, you're going to get a good deal. We're not, you know, it's funny. We went to a yard sale that weekend when you watch the yard sale video that I put out a couple weeks ago, and there's one yard sale where there's eBay sellers. You could tell they had all the Amazon liquidation merchandise. They wanted eBay prices. And we got there, we looked around, and we were quick to leave. This ain't going to be that type of yard sale. This is going to be one of those yard sales where I feel that you can help me out by moving some of this stuff, and I'm going to help you out by giving you good prices on the smaller stuff. We have other items that I'm going to try to give good deals on as well, because the idea is I want to get rid of it. You guys want a good deal. And if you're in Vegas on the 13th, hit me up, flippingainteasy2020@gmail.com. I'm thinking probably Thursday or Friday I'll give you the address to come to of next week. I'll give you the address, and that way we start at 7 a.m. Come on in and start looking through and maybe get some good deals. So guys, making mistakes in this business, sometimes even repeating them. You know, I'm human, just like you are, but yet it's just another example of how flipping ain't easy. And I want you guys to have an excellent rest of your day, and we will talk to you very soon.